Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a video encouraging you to stay motivated on growing your afro. So if you haven't heard, we are having another natural hair movement, but this time around the natural hair movement is going to be focused on coily headed women. That is 4A, 4B, 4C, and I am just so happy and inspired because afro textured hair has been kind of demonized within the Black American community, and also in other Black communities as well. So as a Black American though, it really was demonized. So I was not allowed to wear my hair because I had the bad hair. And now that the new natural hair movement that's kind of like bubbling up right now on TikTok, which is called the coily hair movement, and it's made by a creator. I have to get her name. Her name is Lavender Love 1354, and I saw her video come across my For You page, and I'm just really happy because I myself have type 4 hair. I'm really excited because I love afros and embracing myself. I've had, time to like fully come to that epiphany. So I'm really happy that I'm once again growing out my afro, and just in time when I see this buzzing up of a new natural hair movement that's focused on loving afros. So that's great. Now, I'm not one of those people that think that people with type 3 hair don't need to be part of the movement. I do think that they are still part of the movement, just in a way that's more supportive rather than taking center stage. I do not blame anybody with type 3 hair for why the natural hair movement went in the direction of loving curly hair over coily hair. I think it just so happened to be a symptom of self-hate and slavery and colonialism. So I don't blame women with type 3 hair for why the natural hair movement ended up turning into a self-hate fest. But anyway, I just want to make like tips on how to love your afro in its shorter stage, because right now I'm currently in my short stage, so I need to hear these affirmations. And I think that sharing this on my YouTube channel will help me stay motivated on my journey, because I'm currently almost at 3 months. I make my 3-month mark officially on the 19th. So the first affirmation, I guess I would say, or tip that I would give to myself if I was able to talk to my younger self with my type 4 hair, would just be, hey, look at women who have afros. Look at women who have afros. Don't look at people who have a hair texture that's not your hair. So especially like the length, especially too, like look at beautiful women who have short natural haircuts, who choose to wear short natural hair. And a lot of times you'll see a lot of beautiful women, these women coming from countries in Africa. Honestly, I hate to say that, but true. Like, especially in the American modeling market, the people that are coming to mind right now in my head is like Alec Weck and people like that, and just a plethora of like models who have short natural hair. And then also you can go on Pinterest and you can just see women who choose to have short natural hair, or just look at women in your everyday life. Instead of focusing on like the hairstyles that are trending, try to find women who have short natural hair, and it's like a choice, and you can tell it's a choice, like they have it in a haircut and they're just wearing it in a haircut. And there's plenty of women, especially like the older generation. I noticed, like, I'm part of the older generation, honestly, but I noticed like the older generation, they will wear their short natural hair in a haircut, in a hairstyle, and they're rocking it and they look gorgeous and they look lovely. I just met a woman who I'm working with now who had her hair short and natural. I look back through my life and I'm like, there have been plenty of times I saw a lot of beautiful Black women with short natural haircuts, and I think my mind was just so hyperfixated and focused and taught to look at what was trending and what was accepted that I just blocked out all the Black beauty that was surrounding me. And second tip I would give to my younger self on how to like love your short natural hair is just to see yourself as like a baby. If you had a daughter, or see yourself as reborn. So when you're out your mom's vagina, not trying to be crass, you come out the womb as a baby and you don't have a lot of hair on your head. Then 1 month goes by, 2 months goes by, 3 months goes by, 4 months goes by, and your hair is growing as you continue to grow as a child, as a baby. So instead of viewing myself as an adult, with, I should have a certain look. I should see myself as, I'm my child. I was just freshly born. My hair is my child. My child was just freshly born. Would I put, and this is not knocking protective styles. I'm just a semi-freeformer, and I'm trying to talk to myself on my personal journey. Would I put extensions in my 3-month-old daughter's head? No. Would I put a perm in my 3-month-old daughter's head? No. Would I put a wig on my 3-month-old daughter's head? No, I would not. Would I put a bow on her hair or a headband to show she's a girl because she has a little short hair? Sure. Yes. But honestly, to be real, the type of woo-woo person I am, I wouldn't even do that. I would just let my baby, because I know in my head that my baby's going to grow her hair as she ages. So why would I do anything to her head? So I need to apply that same logic and see my hair as that. Like, my hair is a 3-month-old baby and she's growing. So I don't need to mess with her. She doesn't need to change. All she needs is a little water, a little spritz, a little leave-in conditioner, fluff her out and keep her pushing. You know what I'm saying? Take care of her, do her little weekly co-wash. This is the easiest her hair is going to be, because once she gets to like 5 years old, 6 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, she's going to have inches and I'm going to have to be detangling, honey. So I'm just going to be like, yeah, girl, see my hair as my new little newborn, and my baby. And then I think the final tip, because I don't think I can think of any more, the final tip would be in that same vein, to treat my hair as if I had been born with the hair texture that was celebrated. And I'm not trying to then turn around and say like, demonize straight hair, demonize wavy hair, demonize curly hair, or hold them accountable for why, coily hair is considered bad and everything. Like, no, straight hair, coily hair, wavy hair did not make the system. They did not build the system. They did not ask to be profited off of the system, or to be like, more socially accepted from the system. But I would try to change my mindset and say, well, if my hair was treated in my community like how type 3 hair is, then technically I wouldn't have to change in my hair. I wouldn't have to put a relaxer. I would never have to have put a relaxer in my hair. I would never have to have put braids in my hair, or cover it up because it's not deemed worthy. It's not deemed good. I would never have to have fried it off or slicked it down and losing my edges because I keep having to slick it back and brush it back and try to hide the coils. My hair would have been able to grow since I was a little girl, and I would have hair all down my back, because the only reason girls who had good hair, had long hair, or had good hair, healthy hair, is because they weren't demonized. Their hair texture wasn't demonized. So nobody messed with it, nobody touched it, nobody over manipulated it, nobody tried to hide it, nobody tried to alter it or change it. They might have got a silk press once a year because they were keeping it protected. They didn't want to burn their daughter, or their daughter with good hair off. They knew that concept. They didn't want to perm her hair and break her good hair off, so they kept her away from perms. They kept her away from texturize. They kept her away from straighteners and everything like that, and they might have just silk pressed like once a year, and her hair was able to thrive. That's the only reason girls with like good hair had long hair, or had good hair, healthy hair in our community, is because people left their hair alone. So if I treat my type 4 hair as if I had good hair, then logically the same thing would happen with my hair, and I would be able to have good hair, quote unquote, because let's be real, like, the Black community considers good hair, any type of hair texture, good hair, as long as it's long. So right now that's another tip. Remember that right now you're just gonna experience texturism in your mind, and I don't really think society is watching me like that. I think it's just in my head. I'm gonna experience self-hate and texturism for myself because my hair is short right now. I was taught that I could not have long hair, really, because I didn't have good hair. So in my upbringing, long hair equaled beauty for women, and I wasn't able to have long hair because I didn't have, and that's how I was taught, because I didn't have good hair. But that's not true. And honestly, once 4C hair hits a certain length, people stop talking shit. Once 4B hair hits a certain length, people stop talking shit. Once 4A hair hits a certain length, people stop talking shit. They're only talking shit right now because your hair is short and you don't have the preferred grade of hair in your community. I'm talking to myself. So no one's talking shit about my hair. Okay, and even if they are, that's not my business. That's their own self-hate they have to work out, or their own racism that they have to work out. But I need to stop talking shit to myself. Right now, the only reason I'm having a little bit of a difficulty is because I was taught for so long that short hair, and plus my texture of hair, is bad. Like, my mom literally looked at me when I was a little girl and said, "You look better with long straight hair." With long straight hair. That's what she looked at me and told me when I was a little girl. Okay, and how am I going to get long straight hair when I have an afro? Okay, and how am I ever going to grow my hair naturally? I'm always going to have to perm it, and it's going to break off. Unless, and I've watched the videos of girls with perms and the straight hair naturals. Minimal heat is the only way your hair is going to grow. So basically, you might as well just be fully natural, because you're going to get breakage. You're going to experience, your hair is going to break off. Minimal heat, and the very minimal, and stretching out the perms and getting the very like kitty perm on your hair. So technically your hair is going to break off. So I'm just like, as long as I just remember that I'm experiencing my own mental self-hate, mental texturism, mental lengthism to myself, like, I'll be fine. So that's my tips for me and for myself to get through my short natural hair becoming stage, the ugly stage. That's my tips for myself. If you resonated with this and that helped you on your afro journey, I hope that it's good. And thank you for watching my video. Sorry if I yapped. Sorry if I went a little too woke, or I went a little too controversial or whatever. But thank you for watching my video, and peace.